Hey everyone, it's Cynthia Varkevisser. I'm here with my friend Hez, and we are doing another episode of Strip Down What's Stuck, where we talk about something that is bugging you, challenging you for today, or it's been bugging you for a little while. We bring it down to its essence, kick the crap out of it, and turn them into action items so you can move beyond, right? So super excited. Thank you so much for allowing me to work with you today, Hez.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Always, you know that. So, what's going on? How can I help you?
Well, for the past, I don't know, 5 years or so, I've been having some really big questions about my career. And I will say, I had sort of like an epiphany or revelation in the fall at some point that I really didn't want to be a therapist anymore. And that felt really clear. It was like a really strong message. And so I'm struggling with what's beyond that. I have been interested in becoming a nurse practitioner and, have been sort of slowly taking like science prerequisite courses, but um, for various reasons, I'm not really sure that that is right for me. And I am considering like actively in the next month applying to a doctoral program in social work to get a not a PhD, but like a practice-based doctorate. So I can go on and do, some research and be an educator. So but I also don't know, that's a hard, I'm having trouble committing to any next steps. And so but yet I find myself really spinning my wheels and like wanting to figure out which direction to go in. So that's kind of what's going on.
Okay, so this is actually a really interesting question. Let me back up. 5 years ago, you were questioning what is success, right? What is success? What makes you feel successful? What is it that's going to elevate? So it wasn't just about what's going to interest me. It's like, what's going to make me feel successful so that I can leave my mark and actually have all my interests at hand. Okay. I was just talking to someone about this piece, which is there are two types of people, right? And it's actually there, I won't say two types of people, there are two mindsets. One is live to work, and the other one is work to live. Okay. Live to work means you walk in and you're impassioned and it's hard for you to detach from your work because it's just so stimulating for you. So even when you're home, if it's stressful, it's not really a complaint because you're in the thing that you really love. Work to live is you go really hard at the thing that you really want to do, and then you get to do the thing that really fulfills you afterwards. Okay. You are a live to work type of person. That's your mindset right now.
Yep.
Okay. So guess what your challenge is? Your challenge is right now, 5 years ago, you had a kind of a mindset of what success is. And here you are questioning what is success. So this has been like a 5-year question. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A lot of people, when they think about success, they think about money, prestige, acknowledgement, accolades, these things. For you, it's a form of activism, right? So it's about the messaging is really important that you're within the messaging, that it kind of has to do with money, but more than anything else, it has to do with you being in a teaching position. There's a part of you that loves to teach, but there's absolutely no way you want to make a teacher salary.
Right.
Okay. And so to get there, the thing that's a challenge for you right now is, okay, what am I going to teach where I can make good money and it's within my messaging as well as the bigger messaging?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Social work is actually good as soon as you said the education process. Okay. Nurse practitioner would be good, or even nursing would be good if you went into the teacher practice. but you have
Mhm.
to go through a bunch of stuff in order to get to the teacher aspect of it.
Yeah, and I think my concern about like a nurse practitioner is that, I value like flexibility, creativity, and yeah, and I don't think that nurse practitionering in the way that our healthcare system's set up really allows for very much of that. Um,
Well, the answer is yes and no. If you've got enough something, right? Chutzpah. That's a really good word. I never get to use that word. If you have the chutzpah to create a niche for yourself, then you're good because it's you can do a system within a system. And in that way, you'd be really happy because you walk into the nursing system and go, okay, within this system, I can build this kind of practice. There's a part of you that's not ready to do that because you don't feel like you have enough allies, right? Does that make sense when I say that or no?
not sure.
Okay, so I have a friend who was part of the first wellness program in hospitals in New York, right? I think it was NYU that did it. I can't remember for sure, but it was in New York. And a nurse came in and said, we need to heal the practitioners as well as heal the people in a different level, not just structurally in hospitals. And so she had to fight tooth and nail to create this little system that's turned into a bigger system that's turned into, right, that's now slowly filtering its way nationwide.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So she had to fight a lot of people and she didn't have a whole lot of allies. Right. Her allies didn't feel like that they were within the hospital system. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean when you don't feel like you have a lot of allies, like you don't have a lot of people to kind of push you along and go, come on, Hez, you got this, you got this, you got this.
Yeah.
Okay. That's absolutely fine. You are meant to teach. You are meant to share. And so whatever it is that you want to do, as long as there's a teaching component in there, you're going to be happy. You're going to get the acknowledgement you want. You're going to leave the legacy that that you desire. Besides, of course, being a parent, that's a different kind of legacy, right? There's a piece of you that really wants to make your mark in this world, and you can do that. And you want to do it in a gentle way. So you're not going to be one of those people that want to, I'm not going to say you're not going to march, but you're not the people that are going to, you're not the type of person that will raise your fist and, fight the powers that be in this way, right? You're much more gentle. You're a very gentle person.
Mhm.
So it would be against you to be it. So you're a peaceful warrior. You're not a fighting warrior, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I still have some fight in me, but
You do. However, I wouldn't say that you fight, you don't fight like throwing rocks at glass windows. Okay. That's what I mean by that kind of thing. You got a different kind of fight in you. Um Sit down at the round table kind of fight.
Mhm.
So, right. So that is not a bad thing.
Mhm.
So anything that has to do with teaching, it doesn't matter what you do. Okay. So to be let's just say that you stay in therapy, right? If you stayed in therapy and taught and then could create a program, you'd be super happy.
Mhm.
Okay. Going and doing your social work and then going into education, you'll be very happy. Okay. There has to be money attached to it though. So right? So if it doesn't make the money now, it's not going to change your energetic values.
Mhm.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at a place where it doesn't matter what you do, so long as you have the educational practice and it brings money.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. So that's where energetically, as soon as you said the education portion of social work and the fact that it's practical,
Mhm.
totally works for you.
Mhm.
How-
Yeah, I mean, I think, the application's due in a month, so I'm like, oh, I gotta apply, I gotta get my shit together and do it if I'm gonna do it. And I, felt there just been have a confluence of things that have happened in the past like little bit of time that sort of like made me want to revisit this.
Mhm. Well, meaning that you have doubts about social work?
Yeah, I mean, if I go to this program and I get this degree, like, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really feel super attached to like what would I do with that, but because think I would figure it out, but I think it's just sort of like, is it the right time to go back to school and, kind of make that work? And is this the right program, or should I like switch directions and, you know,
Okay, so is it the right time? No. Okay, you're in a foundational year. So in a foundational year, it's a really important year. It's just not the sexiest year. Foundational years are places where you take a look at everything and say, where am I missing? Because I want to build my foundation so I can grow bigger,
Mhm.
right? So usually foundation is self, family, community. Sometimes it's if sometimes it's emotional, spiritual, physical, right? And sometimes it's business, personal, family, right? So yours is actually more of self, business, family.
Mm.
I wouldn't say business, let's say work. And I'll put work and community in there at the same time, right? The truth for you is okay, I won't say, I'm going to write it down and you say, where do you feel you need to um, add to your foundation?
Oh, you wrote down the answer.
I wrote down the answer I want you to say.
And the options are self, like work/community, and family.
Mhm.
No pressure. Family.
Self. Oh,
Oh,
is
I
that
was
upside
gonna
down?
say that.
Yeah, self, right?
Okay.
You're doing really well in family, right? The fact that you're a parent and things are working and, she's no longer baby, but right, your toddler is clothed, fed, loved, right? Fantastic. Work and community, that's not a problem for you, right? So we're the shoring, that's D's word, that's shoring up, but the building a foundation is where you is in self.
Mm.
Okay, so it's time to really start taking care of yourself. When's the last time you got a massage?
Like a couple months ago.
Okay, so it's time to get another massage. When's the last time you read a book for pleasure?
Right now.
Fantastic. Are you enjoying your book?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much time are you giving yourself for this kind of pleasure?
Um, I don't know. It's not very structured, but sometime every day at least for reading this book.
Yeah,
And other, and I try to focus on other forms of pleasurable activities as well. So
great. So, and then the other thing is what I'm hearing is that it's really important for you to take, walks by yourself.
okay.
Even if it's just like around the block,
Uh-huh.
because you're the type of person that it's easy for you to get into someone else's energy, which is right. It's a gift and a curse. And so by you walking, what it does is it helps you get back into your own energy. Okay.
Mhm.
So, and you don't even have to walk around the block. It doesn't have to be that long. So up and down the street, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
If you only have like 5 minutes.
Yeah. But I think,
Yeah.
part of the so the program's not going to start until September anyway, so it's not immediate, but
We've had a conversation like this before, right? When we
yeah.
talked about timeline.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, even though it doesn't start until September, unless you can really get clear with yourself about what is success and is this going to validate you and bring you the money once you're at the end, right? Is it within your messaging? And is there a certain amount of autonomy where you can create your own program? Even if it's just it doesn't have to be like a big program, just like a small program it's not for you. It's not for you at this time.
If the answer is no to all of that,
If the answer is no to any of it,
to any of that, okay.
any of it. Okay. So that's where you want to, so that's what you want. You actually want to teach. You want to teach with autonomy. You want to have your own program, even if the program is just a small piece. You just want to have something that's yours.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason you want it to be yours is so that you can actually, it's really not even calling it your own. It's like, I get to do whatever the fuck I want. And because this is what works for me within this, right? Within this thing.
Mhm.
Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any questions about that?
Actually, no, that feels really clear.
Okay. I love this. Okay, so here's the thing. As soon as you become clear with yourself about what success is, take your time on writing it down and you can change your mind. So go ahead and have cross outs. Just know that there's going to be some form of acknowledgement, some form of autonomy, that there's got to be sharing and there's got to be money. You don't need to make $1 bazillion. That's so not your interest, but you do have a level of which you want to make.
Mhm.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Once you can answer those 4 things, you're good. So I'm going to count that as one thing on your to-do list.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing on your to-do list is to really take those really quick walks.
Okay.
All right. Because once you do, it's that 5 minute, and you can even time it. You can go longer than 5, but no less than 5. And you want it to be, it doesn't have to be super brisk, but you don't want it to be lollygagging. You really want to get that energy moving and your blood moving, because it brings about clarity for you.
Yeah.
Right. And the third is, this is another quick contemplation, and you can do it while you're thinking about success or while you're walking, which is, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I taking care of myself? What is it that I really, really want? Because we only talked about success.
Okay.
Okay. Those are really big and they feel really general. But the thing that you want for yourself, what you want to think about is just for this year. Okay. And parenting is not allowed on the table.
Agree.
Okay. Partnership is on the table so long as it is strictly partnership.
What do you mean?
I thought you were going to ask. So I'll use D and me as an example. Okay. I will think about partnership so long as it has to do with, all I want to focus on is together time. I know that D and I are going to be away a lot from each other, so I need to make whatever together time count.
Okay.
Right. So it would be, hey D, I want to make sure that once a month, and it doesn't have to be scheduled on the calendar, that you and I go out, have a good time, and we don't invite anybody else.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Okay. That is pretty much it. You have, here's what I'm hearing. You got it together. Has the thing that is challenging you is really just itemizing the things that you want.
Mhm.
Okay. Because you either go too specific or you settle.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Got any questions about that?
You think this program that I'm interested in applying to is too specific?
No, what I'm saying is that I believe that the application process is too soon. So it can work if you have this really deep dive very soon
Okay.
and very quickly. Okay.
Okay.
I know I know that you do whatever you can to try to make things work within a timeline that you feel works best for you. However, the universe tends to have a little bit of a different thing.
Yep.
So that it works even better for you. So be honest with yourself and go, I can't get my shit together that way in order to get the application going. Or holy crap, I just sat down for 4 hours because that's all it took. And I am, mind blown.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Okay.
And epiphany can happen in one conk of the head too.
Yeah.
All right. So be kind to yourself in that way.
Thanks. I will.
Yeah. This, I want you to know, has been the most, not a whole lot of joking or teasing or anything like that. So that's a good thing. Do you have any other questions? Because we are right at time for you.
I don't, but when you pause the recording, I have some questions for you.
All right. So just for that party people, I am wrapping up with my friend Hez. You've been hanging out with me, Cynthia Varkevisser, on Strip Down What's Stuck. If you'd like to participate, take a look at the link below and sign up for an appointment. I also have classes and retreats coming up, and I hope to see you there as well. Bye, everybody.